Hello, my name is Madeline. This is for the communications final exam. So I'm going to start with artifact 1. It's called 1999 Bizarre Summer. This place is crawling with stand users. Friend and foe. I could really use your help right now. There's something wrong with this town, and I understand it's been a while, but I'm not sure who else to ask. Where's everyone else? Why aren't you asking them? I have. The situation is bigger than that. Since when have you ever been preoccupied? Well, Mad woke up with a start. She had been nudged awake by her travel buddy, Huluski. She yawned and lifted up her sleeve to read her watch. 9:33 a.m. At this time, they had been sitting on a plane for around 11 hours. The room was pretty bright, and other people seemed mostly awake for this morning. It has been a while since she had seen them, and to be honest, she was a little nervous. Those men who she had traveled with all that time ago. She tried to keep herself in high spirits, especially for her friend. We'll be landing within the hour, Huluski said blankly, sipping some morning airplane coffee. Yeah, wake me up when we go into turbulence, Mad said, laying back again, covering her face with her felt hat. Actually, I wanted to ask you something, Lucy said. Mad put her hat on her head again and nodded for her to speak. We're going somewhere to meet other stand users to help them with an outbreak, and help your old friend. But what if I'm not actually a stand user? She said, looking into her coffee as she said this. Mad sighed. You're a stand user. You can see my riptide, correct? Yeah? Then, yeah. Mad made a motion with her arms. I said, well, there you go. Anyway, it was a call from an old friend who needs help. Who exactly? Mad took a thin book out of her bag and pointed at a picture of a man, Professor Jotaro Kujo, where we graduated high school together. I have. The situation is bigger than that. Since when were you ever preoccupied? Well, Mad considered. I'm taking care of a kid. She's also a stand user. Problem? She has no control over her stand yet, but it's not killing her either, she explained. You should bring her to Morio, the deep voice said blankly. The deep voice blankly insisted. We might be able to help. We? 12:25 p.m. After renting a car near the airport, they drive off immediately. There was this weird lingering feeling Mad felt upon getting closer to their destination. It wasn't exactly the anxiety from before. What are they like? Lucy asked, breaking the feeling of dread for only a moment. Mad glanced over for a moment. The gang? Lucy nodded. Quite the group. It'd be good for you to experience other stand users and such, Mad said. Though, she continued, nothing really happens until the plane starts falling. Lucy gave me a face and dropped her sweat. What does that even mean? You'll see. Suddenly, there was a pop and a screech of metal against the ground. The vehicle swerved to the right, and Mad quickly took hold of the wheel. Holy shit. Wait, what the? Mad grabbed the steering wheel to get control of the car. Well, this wasn't supposed to happen. As soon as the car came to a jolting halt, she popped open her door. Mad kneeled down to inspect the tires. Lucy got out in suit. What happened? She asked, panicked as Mad stood up from the tire. She looked at Huluski. Tires popped. Mad shrugged and pointed to the opening of the tire, and then mumbled, "Looks slashed." Mad took out her phone from her pocket. I knew the car was cheap. I'll see if Jotaro can pick us up or something. You think he's an enemy stand? Mad laughed, thinking she was joking, but quickly realized she wasn't, as the phone played in her ear before it was picked up. Oh hey, Jotaro! And an unheard voice responded. Huluski took a look at the tire to confirm. Yeah, unusable. I think we can wait half an hour. It's okay. See you in a bit. Sorry again. Mad flipped the phone closed and turned to Huluski. Half an hour? Well, not exactly. A little more, a little less. I've never been to Morio before, Mad admitted. Right. They sat down into the car and decided to wait in there. A minute later, another car drove by. They rolled down their window and spoke in Japanese. We're fine, Mad said back through the open window, trying to remember what she learned from Japanese class. We're fine. Are you sure? I can drive you down to the nearest town and get you someone to tow the car. The man, now speaking English, insisted. No, really, we're okay. The man pulled over in front of them and came to out the side of the car. I really don't think you're okay. Upon closer inspection, the man didn't look Japanese at all. If anything, he spoke like an American, a tourist if you would. And when he was about 5 meters in range, Riptide started to manifest beside Megiki and Hulsey out of the car. No, really, we're okay, Mad said, forcing a smile, but annoyance is very much there. Before I go, the man started before something started to manifest behind him as well. Give me your... It was hunched over in a big... It was hunched over, and a bright pink humanoid held a non-realistic looking shotgun in its hands. Emotions came from the manifestation called a stand. Megiki, without hesitation, got out of the car and stood up to the man. She looked over to Haluski. The plane is falling, she said, motioning for her to take some cover. Are you sure you want to do this, little girl? Matt ignored him. So I'm guessing you're the one who popped my tire. He chuckled as the stand cocked the gun and something started to glow in the barrel. It was charging up something. Mad, watch out, Lucy cried as the stand took the shot. It blew up upon impact, and dust went everywhere. Mad, she screamed as dust and purple explosion went up. As soon as dust cleared, there was Mad, with Riptide holding the now broken door of the car used as a shield. Grah! The green stand hollered as it threw the door at the enemy user. He leapt out of the way in time as Mad ran behind the side of the car. They rode in, and Lucy quickly followed without hesitation. It's an open area, but he's at an advantage right now, Mad hissed as the enemy stand was shooting quicker shots into the side of the vehicle. Ho ho, he laughed as the sound of bullets moved around the car towards the back. Mad motioned for Lucy to move to the front of the car. Warn her if anything happens, and shoved her forward. Another shot before he would be facing her. Ho! The user and the stand jumped from the side. Mad used her stand with a cry and jumped above the user. And as she was going in for attack with her stand and going for the user, another shot went out and missed and shot behind Mad. You missed, she hissed, going for a punch. And suddenly, a bang could be heard as the purple-pink dust appeared again, surrounding Mad. She fell from the debris and landed on her back, knocking the wind out of her. Haluski, she gasped. Run, she said, clumsily getting up just to fall back on one knee. Again, the bullet had ricocheted off the car door from before. Matt could feel a sharp pain coming from somewhere. What is your power? She cried as the enemy appeared behind him. What is your stand? Matt started crying, not that she wanted to, and then she stopped. Her vision was blurred and her head was spinning. She couldn't keep her eyes open. She'd become angry and then excited, and she couldn't keep track. She closed her eyes and let Riptide out again, taking a defensive stance. Ho ho, wouldn't you like to know, the user laughed. I have full control over those bullets, and can make you feel sensory overload of emotions until it's unbearable. You're going to witness my stand, fried noodles. The stand could be heard cocking the gun once again, as it revved up for another shot. And I claim you dead, he cackled. No, the voice came. Lucy had not ran away when she was told, but stayed. She held on to Mad and started to brace herself as she held on to her. Shielding Mad with her back, the other user laughed again, amused by the girl's attempts to save her friend, and let out the shot. A bang let out, and a huge explosion of dirt, dust, and debris exploded. The user laughed, and the stand put the gun away, and walked towards the back of the car, opening the trunk and inspecting the suitcases and back. He turned around, hoping to find the bodies of two girls, but instead came face to face with two very much not blown up faces. Haluski was still holding onto Mad's arm. Wait, what? Listen here, asshole. Mad growled as the man jumped and went for a punch, but instead of skin hitting skin, the fist went right through her, like a stand going into water. Mad couldn't look angrier. She went for a punch of her own and decked the guy in the nose. Riptide appeared once again and went to wrap the guy up with a rope from the trunk. The man went to hold his nose and fell to the ground with a scream. Mr. Stand User, you're under arrest for 3 attempted murders and using your stand to take advantage of a normal human. 3? I can prove that, Lucy claimed. When I was hiding behind the cars, I went to your vehicle's trunk to find a body. You're lucky he's still breathing. Please, no, it's just a prank, a joke, he pleaded as Matt Megiki growled. He gave and gave him one swift punch to the temple before he was knocked out cold. Not long later, another car pulled up to the incident, and two men came out. One was a young Japanese delinquent, while the other was recognizable as the Jotaro Kujo. What the hell? The delinquent jumped, just looking at the sight. Hey, Jotaro! Miki limped over to him and came in for a hug, but Jotaro was looking at the vehicle's driver's side door gone, the bullets in the side of one vehicle, the big depression in the middle road, a man wrapped in rope and bungee cord completely unconscious, and another could be seen in the popped open trunk of the other vehicle. Mad fell and collapsed around his waist as he pulled her up to support her. Trouble, please just bring us back to Morio. Artifact 2 is a similar story, but different characters. It's called Who's This Guy?
Yeah, he was pretty old.
Dosigo! Oi! An old woman echoes in the small apartment as a young man's eyes pop open. He looks over to the alarm clock. 9 a.m. Estás levantado? Sí, abuela. He scrambled up, grabbing cramped pants off the floor and scurrying to the bathroom. The morning air was thick with the smell of spices and veggies and roses from the kitchen. Can you stop at the supermercado on the way home? His grandma asked him as he rushed to the door. Sure, abuela. Wait, stop, she hollered as he turned to look at the small lady rushing up to him. She handed him a list from her pocket and then wrapped her arms around him for a quick squeeze before he returned the goodbye and left to ride off on his bike. His abuela satisfied. Who is the kid who lives with his abuela? 18-year-old Dosigo Garmela. Rebel he was. Lived with his grandmother and father, who was constantly at work in the city of Detroit. He lived in a humble little apartment building with 5 humble little neighbors and a humble little family in a humble little city of Detroit. And boy did Dosigo humbly not like it. It's exactly what you expect from a kid like him. He had potential. He could feel it. He wanted more than a slow, quiet life. He wanted to move to Chicago or New York. But he knew he couldn't afford it. And that fact had made him nearly miserable. So he went on with his humble little work and on his humble little bike, but the repetition for 5 years, working in the summer and going to school in the winter, nothing changes. Luckily for him, something was about to happen. At 19, Rohan Kishibe, a very popular manga artist today, takes a trip to America to experience the experiences for his work. And one of the places he took his time on was Michigan, Detroit. He liked it, to say the least. Lots of pretty places to sketch, and it was very skilled compared to his life in Tokyo. Rohan grew up in the quiet town of Moriocho, Japan, but ended up moving to Tokyo at a young age. He became a mangaka at the age of 16 and has been continuing the series Pink Dark Boy ever since. He brought a car, that's right, he didn't rent it, for America, but he didn't really use it. In Tokyo, you could drive around if you wanted to deal with traffic, so Rohan had gotten used to walking if you wanted to leave Rohan had gotten used to walking if you wanted to leave the house, and that's what he was doing right now, walking. Rohan had left to America by himself. Not that he had time, not that at the time he wanted anyone to join him on his trip. And that being said, he had done everything himself. And of course he did. He was a stand user with a fate-changing stand. But looking at the map he used to navigate, it could not help him find the way back to his hotel. Even for Rohan, this was surprising. He rarely ever got lost. He had great sense of direction. So what does he do? Can on his bike just finish walking his bike across the road? He's the closest. Maybe he knows the way back. Excuse me, Rohan asked him. The man stopped and looked at him as he showed his map to the man. You know the way back to the St. Regis Hotel from here? Oh yeah, he pointed a map. We're here, so you go down Delaware Street. He pointed behind him, and then just walk down the road until you find the hotel on the left. Well, you seem to know the place, Rohan said, and it came off more sarcastic than a compliment. Well, yeah, I was raised here. With all the ink and aesthetic, you'd think you'd at least use your earrings to mark down the page, he said before hopping on his bike and riding off. Rohan almost would have stopped the kid again if it weren't for he was already too far away to shout at. What's with this guy? He thought to himself as he stormed off, using the directions provided. What's with this guy? He thought to himself as he stormed off, using the directions provided. What a weirdo. Maldito infiniero. I know Spanish. Dalcico thought as he rode off on his bike. He just got off his shift for the day and was heading to the grocery store only around the corner. Since the hotel that the man was staying at was right next to his apartment, he realized he'd probably see him again and the stranger might confront him again. He prayed not, but then he dismissed the thought and stopped by the grocery store. Hey, Dalcy, the cashier excitedly greeted as he walked in. Okay, so it wasn't exactly the grocery store, but his best friend worked here, and the food was cheap. Romano, he fist bumped him as he walked in. What can I get ya? Romano asked Dalcico. Romano asked as Dalcico read the items from the list. Rye bread, cheesecake, milk, some ham, the good stuff. Cheesecake? Having a party without me? I don't know. Abuela just writes what she wants. He shrugged. How's work? They got me on for another hour, but it's been pretty dreary all day. I know the feeling, bro. We hang later? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I thought this communications class was fine. I'm not good at talking. I'm not good at rehearsing, but I can say I have improved. The most difficult part was definitely debate. I'm like John Tron when it comes to that stuff. It's no good. The easiest is definitely the creative writing, and I think that's why. I think that's definitely why I use creative writing in both the artifacts. I guess it's kind of hard being limit page number and word count. For me, I need to work on actual communication and speaking. Like, I'm speaking well now, but a lot of times when I speak, it doesn't come out right, and a lot of the recordings in class can prove that.